Hey, good afternoon. I am just wrapping up my work week here and wanted to pop in and say a couple things while my kids play in the backyard very happily with this nice weather. I hope you're having nice weather. It's nice and cool today, which I love. So I'm having a hot drink and I'm excited to chat with you. So this week you've gotten a sneak peek into sort of like what my food looks like and how we make this work for my family and my needs and what has made such a big difference for me in my health as a special needs mom. And I want to give you just a little bit of a takeaway here because I know for me when I first started this journey and I would look at other people that like seem to have it all together, it was really overwhelming and it made me feel just like a terrible person that I couldn't get this sorted out in my life. And so I was thinking about you guys this week, and my heart in sharing this stuff is so that you can see, number one, that it is possible, right? I work full time. I've got kids at home. Like, I'm stressed out. I have anxiety. I have all the things going against me, but I've figured out how to make this work. And I want you to know that you can make it work, right? And if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're really feeling stuck, know that I was there too, right? And what I want you to know is that there's no right or wrong way to do meal prep and to figure out meal planning, right? There's no right or wrong. What works for me may not work for you. What works for somebody else may not work for me. And so accepting that you're on a journey, right? You're on a journey. This is going to take time and patience and practice, but there are things that you can do to like fast forward that journey a little bit. For me, it was a ton of trial and error and just starting and stopping and figuring things out. Hey, Lindsay, happy Friday. But it wasn't until I got mentorship and I got tools and I got support to help me that I finally felt like I wasn't on my own, right? I wasn't just on my own bumping my way through all of this. And it helped me to, I don't know, just feel like I had the support that I need. And for us as special needs moms, so often we don't have a lot of support, right? It's just us and we feel very isolated and alone. Like if that's you, you're not alone, right? We feel isolated and alone. We're all kind of in this. And so getting support is one of the greatest things that you can like gift yourself with, honestly, so that when you get stuck and when things are hard, you are not just left on your own to figure it out like so many other things that leave us feeling overwhelmed. So I want to share with you a couple tools that I have and hope that this will help you out. So my clients that are working with me in the Mom Restore system and in the 20-minute boost workout have been given a tool just recently. The recipes that you guys are going to get from my meal plan this week are just like a blip of the recipe collection that I have and am still building like month by month in what I call the Real Food Recipe Vault, right? You see that I am eating real food. Like I really try to focus on plant nutrition because this is what has helped me to heal my gut and heal my brain and help me with anxiety and weight loss and all these things that I love to talk to you guys about so that you can just be your best as a mom. So I have real food recipes. There's tons, there's hundreds. I think we're close to 300 right now and still going. And it's a cool resource that I give to my clients, but I've just decided to like make this available to you guys as well. So that you have this tool because if you're anything like me, like having to go and hunt for recipes and like look through blogs and navigate through all the pop-up videos and all of the ads and like getting all that organized was not my friend. Organization is not my friend, period, but somehow I've made this work. So I wanted to get all of this into like one simple place for moms so that you would just have this whole collection that doesn't have the ads and all the extras that drive me crazy and be able to come back again and again and again to this. So the Real Food Recipe Vault is available now just for you to buy. It's a lifetime access that you can get with that. There's also a meal planning resources in there. So the meal planner that I use and the shopping list, as well as a training on meal planning like a pro. It's all available right now. And so we have literally just launched this like in the last month or so. It's all very fresh. We're still kind of getting things sorted out and learning how to like organize and make this a really so it's really cheap right now. It's really cheap. If you are looking for this resource, I'm going to pop a link in here in just a second. We can go in and you can just purchase that and have that as a tool, like a virtual cookbook just for you to support you on that. And the other thing is this mentorship. We talked about this in the last training that, you know, if you're struggling and you're stuck and you want to chat with me about, you know, we're back. I just got a spinning wheel of no connection. That's so weird. So what I was trying to say was that getting support, getting mentorship, this is something that I'm doing. I'm not enrolling in my other programs right now because I'm pulling back a bit for the summer. But just seeing like that there are so many moms that need some support with this. I'm opening up my calendar over the next month or so. If you are interested in doing like a one-on-one with me where I can look at your schedule and I can look at your struggles and the places where you're feeling stuck and help you and coach you through what it would look like for you as far as your next steps to help you get some control and get some ownership and some structure around your meal planning and meal prep. So if you are interested in that, and possibly booking one of those sessions with me, I want you just to either leave a comment here and say, you know, I'm interested, or I'd like some more info. And I'm going to reach out to you and give you some options for that. It's not for everybody. That's cool. But again, like if you're feeling stuck, I want to make sure that this is available to you without necessarily having to like come into one of my big nutrition programs, just to get that support. So in the month of June, I'll be working with you guys as you need to, and there's some fun stuff coming up. I'm trying to think through like other ways in the group that I can get us connected and get us kind of working together to support you in this area. So keep going, mamas. I hope that you know that you are very capable and that you can do this. If I can figure this out for me and my family, truly, I know that it's possible for you. You just need that little bit of tenacity and grit to keep going and figuring out what this looks like, and possibly some outside wisdom and help to figure out what it will actually look like for you to move forward. And this is what I love. This is what I love doing. So I will chat with you. And I also heard, this was the last thing I wanted to say, I heard a lot of comments about figuring out, like in working with our kids, right? You know, the food that I eat, it may not be the food that my kids will eat. Like, what does this actually look like for our kids? And it's a really solid question. And I didn't really want to dive into that this week, honestly, because number one, I'm not a specialist in, you know, working with kids who have sensory and feeding issues and all of that. And it truly is just unique to every single child. And while I do believe in getting our kids as much great nutrition as we can, my goal in this group and with you guys as moms is to help you be nourished and fed and active and healthy so that you have the energy and the bandwidth and everything to do what you need for your kids. And honestly, what that looks like for me is just a lot of making the foods that my kids need and making the foods that I need. Sometimes there's overlap. As much as I can, I will try to cross that over. But what I do not do, and what I feel very strongly about, is that I don't change my food and what I'm going to nourish myself with based on what my kids and won't eat. If that makes sense. And yes, like there's times where it's hard. I've had to learn to be like super efficient with prepping and getting everything ready, you know, if they have something different that they need, so that I can also have what I need. And it's not perfect, like there's no science to it, but I really believe that there are ways to, you know, incorporate food that your kids will eat and nourishing foods that you will eat. The internet is trying to tell me that I'm talking too much. It keeps going off. We're back. Okay. Here's my ADHD brain. I just lost my train of thought. But, just know that it is okay for you to have food for you and different food for your kids. Yes, it's a little bit annoying, but there's a lot about our life with kids with extra needs that is inconvenient, right? And so this is one of those things that I just came to grips with, that for me, like, if I'm going to be my best as a mom and healthy and nourished, like, I need to do the things that I need to do for me so that I'm nourished. And I believe in the power of exposure, right? That when our kids see us eating things, especially our neurotypical kids, like when they see us and they have exposure to healthier foods, that normalizes it in their brain. And yes, they may not be willing to eat that right now. But I think eventually, as they mature, they will. And I have a lot of clients that their kids will eat the same meals with them, and it's just a matter of repetition and like, here, have this first. You're going to try some of this first, and then we can have the chicken nugget. And that's worked really well for my typical son. Just showing him and inviting him to like cook with us and inviting him to be a part of that. And I bring him to the store to help me shop and help me pick things out and get his hands on it as much as possible. And just always ask him, like, hey, do you want to try this? Hey, do you want to try this? Sometimes it's a no. And sometimes it's like, okay. So yeah, there's no science to it that I can give, again, like as just a mom. But I think that modeling good eating and modeling not like diet food, but like, this is healthy food. This is what our body needs. This is what's good for us. That really does go a long way with our kids over the long term in what's normal for them, and their expectations of like what we eat, what is good food for us. So I hope that helps. And if you guys are really curious on that, like, I'm not opposed to trying to figure out some ways that I can give some support in that area, but truly that's not necessarily my wheelhouse. I mostly care about you as moms being as healthy as you possibly can and figuring out how to do that for you so you can be your best as a mom. So that's my 2 cents for this week. I hope this has been fun to raid my kitchen and get to know a little bit about how I cook and how I eat, and why I have the energy that I do, because it's awesome. It's awesome when you get all this sorted out and you're active and you're nourished and you're taking care of yourself physically and mentally. You can feel awesome as a mom raising kids with extra needs, with all the stress and all the other things that go on. Like, it's truly possible. So hold on to that hope. And I will be sending out the recipe pack, the meal plan that I had from this week with you guys probably sometime this weekend. And we have one giveaway that we're gonna do for the recipe vault. So I'm gonna sort through that, and I'll be posting that winner here over the next couple of days. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out with me this week. It's been super fun. You guys have an amazing, hopefully long weekend with Memorial Day if you're here in the US. Enjoy some family time, and I'll be back in with you guys next week. Take care. Bye, Sharonda. Good to see you.